It's
No.
now we're back.
Okay, cool. Okay, so
Oh, I accidentally stopped and started
so
screaming.
I'm gonna get you to roll for your pass sight.
Alright.
Prescience.
And you said magic point, correct?
Yeah. No, you don't have to pay it because I already did
Right,
it.
right,
Because
right,
I didn't
because I
give you
got
one, so you're fine.
Vexx already did the plus
I
one
did
minus
the
one
math for you.
Oof. You know what? I don't feel like failing that hard, so I'm gonna tap the cited private investigator, because that's literally what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You could spend a magic point for that.
Yeah.
Which would be theoretically cheaper. Because you're tapping the cited part of that, right?
Right, yeah. So I will do that and come up with a 0 instead of a -2.
Okay.
Go better?
It's better.
You don't
It's
wanna,
not negative.
you don't want a +2? Because that's still a fail.
I mean, yeah, it's a fail, but it's not a botch.
You're not going blind.
I wouldn't worry about going blind. I'd worry about going back too far. Yeah, you know what? I'll spend another magic point to get a +2.
Okay.
Rather than...
So +2. It's kind of like you're standing outside of yourself. You're seeing yourself there with Lucas and Brian, and it's like a film rewinding really fast, like VHS. So you people walking, kind of coming in, ordering, like walking down the hall, various nightmares, various fae, orders come in, orders go out, and it rewinds to the point where you actually see Calliope and Roy come out. And there is, in fact, this little inky black humanoid with a large head and these kind of dragon-like wings, and they're chatting and you just catch like flashes of the conversation. And Roy's like, oh yeah, we can totally help you out. That's not a big problem. It's like, yeah, we know somebody who's really good for that. And you can see Calliope's reaction, and she's like, it's like Roy's talking to somebody whose car broke down on the side of the street and is offering to help them. And she's kind of giving him the I'm not sure about this, and he's totally not picking it up. And it's like, no, it'll be fine. We'll just go out with them for a little bit, and then we'll head home. No problem. And you hear the tooth fairy kind of chittering at them, and something really odd hits you. The tooth fairy, what you're able to make out, gives them an address. He's like, so where are we going? And the tooth fairy's like, Logan Street. Logan Street was part of the address that Barris gave you, where you were supposed to do that reconnaissance.
Damn it. Alright then. Thanks, Brian.
Hey, yeah, no problem. It's good to see you. It's good to see you, Deklan. Hey, any sighted? Welcome here. Hey, and you, friend of Deklan, is a friend of mine. Hey, I normally don't make this offer, but if you want something special not on the menu, you just ask old Brian. I'll put it on for you. Doesn't matter how. This is like baby or an insect or
Brian.
a bird or baby stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna go now.
Yeah, okay. Hey, say hi to Babs for me.
Will do.
Say, you got one of the things again, huh?
It happens.
Hey, I got it. He pulls out a small vial, screws out the top. Take 2 of these. It'll help. It's aspirin.
Yeah, it's fine. But I'll take it.
It's just mortal, bare aspirin. Hey, trust me, mortals don't do everything wrong, you know.
I didn't say that. She said it's something you gotta live with.
And then you hear another voice, Brian! We need the fillet of deer! It's in the corner! It keeps running from us! Oh God, I'll get the trank gun! I'll be right back. Have a good night, guys!
Cheers.
Let's leave.
Right. This is more what I've heard about this place.
Yeah. So, good news and bad news. Good news is I found where the tooth fairy, tiny little thing, but yay big, very large head, sent Roy, the daffy bint, and Calliope, Logan Street.
Why does that sound familiar?
Because it's where we're going.
Ah, do not like the sound of that.
Neither do I.
Oh, Mr. Deklan! So good to see you. You see a head poking out, and he's got chopsticks and looks like little tendrils. It's that Mordecai guy. And his red vest, and his half-rimmed glasses, and his slick black greaser hair, with the little cufflinks in the shape of Mary Magdalene.
Now that I see him, do I recognize him?
No. No, you do not. Having a good evening? Everything's better? You look much more dry.
I am with that. What can I do for you, Mr. Lunar?
Oh, I was hoping to hire your services, such as they were.
For what?
Oh, just a little pew pew. One or two problems need to go away.
What do you think he does?
Well, I've been told that he's a problem solver, and he just fixes people's problems so they stop being problems.
I am going to.
He's an assassin, of course. Or a hitman, also known as a wise guy.
I'm going to do you a favor.
Oh, fantastic.
Free of charge. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to walk away. I'm going to lose your business card and I'm going to forget what you look like. You ever refer to me as a fucking assassin again, it'll be the last thing you do.
Oh.
So, turn around, start walking.
He kind of retreats back into his booth. He's like, that's not the way I had intended.
Where the hell did he get that idea?
Call me assassin, you bastard. Fucking Rose and that stupid hair with her long, luscious legs and kind of hit me. My God, that woman was not appealing. Full disclosure, I took a job, full investigation, it was fine. Afterwards, she said, I need you to find this person. Found him, gave her the information. And she's like, here's an extra 250, here's an extra 250K, I want him dead. And then, that's great, you need an assassin for that. Turned her down cold. Last thing she said, she turns to me and last thing she says, she's like, well, you'll never see my face again. She just flicks her hair and walks away. Next day, my place burns down.
Rose?
Yeah. Fucking Rose.
I mean...
Pouty lips and giant eyes. My God, it's like they swelled. What the hell is that?
You're fooling no one.
Bitch.
I mean, sounds like.
She burned my house down. Cunt. Fuck.
Well, from the amount of bitching you do about it, it sounds like there wasn't much there anyways. I mean, still gotta have sucked, but... God damn this bus schedule. Where, when, okay. Why can the buses in the center town not make any sense? How the heck?
Why don't we just go back to our place? Because Bears gave us a car.
Yeah, that sounds like a great
Right.
idea.
I was waiting for that. So, Ferris gave you a car.
Yeah.
It is a 1972 station wagon with wood paneling on the outside.
So it's bulletproof. Fantastic.
It looks like if this thing hit a deer, it would just like grind it up and turn it into venison on the way out. Like you're looking at the wood panel. This thing looks like something straight from the Brady Bunch. It's you've got room for probably 3 or 4 people in the front seat alone. Like it is.
I just kind of look in the back like, well, if you're gonna smack him around a bit, I've got room.
My lord would love this car.
Why?
Because he has no taste.
That'll do it.
Yeah, key fits in the lock thing. Get in. It's got the fuzzy dice and it's got the seat reclining thing, and You know, the windows you have to roll manually, and the radio you have to hit the square buttons, and it never goes right.
Fire would improve this.
Yeah. That's why you don't see them anymore.
So, you guys are driving. What are you doing?
Well, it's...
Nowhere near one, so let's scope the area out before people show up.
All right, listening to the radio. Yes, no, anything like that. Just driving.
Just like when we're driving. Click.
Hey, how are you doing? I mean, crazy night to be out, right? In this weather, am I right?
Is this a radio show? Is the car talking?
Hey,
Um,
hurtful. But that's okay, I'm a forgiver, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Just be, hey, you little guy, can you just scooch over to the left a little bit?
am I the little guy?
Yeah.
Scooch.
Oh, that's so much better. That knot was just killing me, thanks. Oh, well, it's all about the pressure points, you know. So where are we going?
Well, this way, and then thinking about hanging a left.
Cool. We doing a heist tonight, or a little spy work, or maybe,
You know what, just...
little action on action, if you know what I mean?
From what I was told, they want us to report back on a meeting.
Hey, that's good. That means trust. And trust is the basis of
Yeah.
all good relationships.
That is very true.
That means you're trustworthy. I read that in Cosmo.
Neat. So, are you the car, or are you invisible and trying to act like the car? Because it's
No, I'm the car.
What the hell did you do to get turned into a station wagon?
A funny story, actually. See, my name was Gary, South Coast Gary. I was kind of a big deal with the ladies and some of the boys, if you know what I mean. Not boys, but men, but you know what I mean. And it was just, mind my own business, and you know how nightmares go, and you get adopted, and, you take on the kind of characteristics of the fae who adopts you.
You were adopted by a car?
Well, no, my fae just kind of you know that there's a documentary that Stephen King guy did, the one on the car.
No.
That wasn't a documentary.
Yeah, the one the one they ate people. My fate was kind of like that. But instead of eating me, it took a like to me, and well, things got rather intimate. Next thing I know, I got 4-wheel drive. Crazy world, am I right?
Wait, hang on. We're in a station wagon and you've got 4-wheel drive.
Oh yeah.
Huh. Alright.
No. Station wagon, I could be. Oh no. I mean, I could be something a little less discreet, but
Please? Like, just kind of like past, not like a high-end sedan, but like nice car, like that.
oh, that one.
Yeah.
You sure? There's not as much room.
Yeah, this is from the 70s, and you stand out.
It's like, yeah, but the 70s was a good age just for fine. Okay, all right. Okay, how about that one? And as you guys are driving, the car starts melding and shifting and twisting, and you find yourself sitting in a 2020 Ford Ferrari, and it's brown. Is that better? Is that a little more comfy? Is that a little more spycraft?
Okay, you know what? I know what to do here. So I'm going to go to a parking complex,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to drive around. Just start looking for. I will find the nondescript car of my choice.
Okay.
Kind of stop. Right. I like where your head's at. The Bond stuff though.
Yeah.
This stands out. So
Right.
it should look like that one.
Oh, okay, but that's one of those cars.
What do you mean?
It's from overseas.
And
Fine, I'm an open-minded guy, and he turns into like
we have a racist car.
so he turns into like a toy Honda Civic hatchback, which is
You got like a Toyota SUV or something.
yeah.
What is wrong with
Okay, so let's just kind of gloss over the fact that our car is slightly racist. Just add casual racism to the list of things that happened today. Right. Thank you. And
Hey, you're welcome.
just drive around. Go scope the place out.
So how about the Carpenters? Am I right?
What?
The Carpenters.
Oh god.
Oh man, their music just gets your breath.
You realise it's 2020.
Yeah.
Like the year.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
They're popular in Japan.
They are not.
The Carpenters.
They are
I'm
not.
I
pretty
thought
sure
you
they're-
had issues with overseas.
Well,
They shouldn't. 1972, memory serves, 1972 station wagon had all American leather interior, all American internal combustion engine, all American everything, except for tap the radio.
oh.
Made in China.
You guys are not as groovy as I once thought.
Click. Bye, Gary.
Stops talking. Just.
I cannot wait to get this car back.
Please.
Racist ass car.
You never thought you'd hear yourself say it.
It's actually modeled on Uncle and
Oh, jeez.
You've never met him. Be glad I haven't introduced you to that side of the family. So anyway, moving along. You eventually get to Logan Street, if that's where you're headed.
Yep.
You get there, and the address that you've been given is a little bit weird because the whole city block seems to be vacant.
I'm going to be parking kind of off about 2 blocks.
Okay.
2 blocks back.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you do like a victory lap, and it just looks like they've torn down a whole bunch of buildings. There's nothing there. They've got like the chain link fence up, private property, no trespassing, under construction, various permits.
Look for a spot where I can get a good, bird's eye view.
Okay.
While you're doing that,
So I'm just gonna say that there is a small kind of like green pea parking that's on 2 levels that gives you a view of a couple blocks.
Perfect.
Okay.
while you're doing that, I am going to be doing my humming thing again.
Okay.
And I'm just going to basically be humming. So I'm trying to set up the aspect, just not interesting. Not worth paying attention to.
Okay.
You might actually be able to just.
Okay. So are you gonna pay for that? Roll for that? What are you gonna do?
I am going to roll for that.
Okay.
My dice still hate me, but I got a 4.
All right. Okay, it's good to know.
Sure, you might be able to just park out there.
So
Let's go see what that looks like.
So you kind of do your humming thing. The music kind of emanates beautifully out. Declan, you can definitely hear Lucas humming, and it's not that irritating, nervous hum. It's actually very melodic. It's very soft. It's kind of like a nice gentle summer's breeze going through a forest, and it's intonating very gently. Kind of reminds me between a summer's breeze and like being at the beach when the water's just kind of coming in.
Kind of like.
But I can do stuff, other types of music.
And
Were you humming the Carpenters?
But you notice that homeless. That there's a couple homeless people. Your barrel it's on fire, like just warming their hands. They don't even see you. And you see a couple store owners. Like they're locking up shops. You go by. They pay you no mind. There's even like stray dogs who will like come after you begging for food. It's like you don't exist. It's like you're both invisible for some reason.
I help you out, and then you just decide to be sassy. So rude.
Sass comes with the territory. This is just sass and charm and just general and general likability surrounding a nugget of being an asshole, and that's me. I don't hide from it.
Okay. So, what are you guys doing? You're in.
I'm gonna check out the. I'm gonna check out the top, effectively the top floor of the parking thing that's beside the
Okay.
beside the place.
How are you gonna do it?
Walk.
Sorry.
Walk.
Okay, no, like how, you're gonna just walk around and do like.
Well, no, because I was gonna go up because if we can just literally park
Mhm.
right at the end of the like right at the edge of it.
Yeah.
Overlooking the warehouse.
Yep.
We can just be there, and
Okay.
we're in a. It's like it'll be a parked car in a parking lot.
Yep.
Meh.
Meh.
So I just wanted. I'm wondering about the like effectively line of sight, that sort of stuff.
So, the empty lot would be beneath you and kind of out. You would be on the second story of an open top parking garage at the corner. So you can see the empty lot with the address on it and basically the lot just south to it and to the west. And it's just like a beat up old garage to the left. Looks like they closed up for the evening. Down by it is like a kitchen warehouse retail place where they sell like stoves, ovens, fryers to restaurants, that kind of thing. They look closed up. You see just down the street there's a plumber's place where it's like, 24 hours, and it looks like you can see the guy on calls, answering his phone, getting into the plumber's van, driving off. And so for about, I'm gonna say an hour, very little action.
Cool. Right, this would be perfect. How far away is this from the house?
Well, the address you've been given to that vacant lot, on foot from where you are, you can be there in about 10 minutes.
Like from the house? Like where we live?
Oh, from your
Oh.
house?
Yeah.
Oh, from your house. Probably about 30 minutes.
Okay. I gotta go back to the house briefly.
What? What for?
My stuff. Unless you have telescopic vision, you're just kind of holding out on me.
That was not in the info packet, so probably not.
You got an info pack?
No, I didn't get an info packet. I got an obnoxious.
I got a coin.
Guy in terrible clothing. And
I mean, technically so did I, but it's just Babs.
I think he wanted to be a pimp.
Wow.
Moxie. His name is Moxie. Okay, so you're
Yeah, I
headed,
know, but that's not much of a description.
so you're headed home?
Yeah, just quickly gonna like go home,
Okay.
go in, grab my stuff,
Okay.
come back out.
So you zip in, sit back, no problems.
I'll keep an eye here while you do that.
Sure.
You roll notice.
I switched dice and everything. 2.
You're like, okay, plumber guy's coming back. That was a short call. And then you're like, no, not stopping by the plumbing place. He kind of overshots they overshot the loop, where the vacant lot was. And then you know something, they did something really interesting. They took the exact same kind of victory loop you did to case the place before you came up here and parked up, except they didn't come up here to park. They kind of went over to the edge of the vacant lot, and somebody came out. You couldn't really make them out, but looks like they had keys to one of the chain link fences. Put it in, pull it in, drag it, wave the van in. The van goes into the vacant lot. They close it, lock it again, and gone. The van's gone. You can't see it. Like, it's a big open lot. They drove through the gate. They're not there anymore. The person who unlocked and relocked the door, when they stepped on the other side of the gate, gone.
Huh.
And that's when Deklan appears. Because Declan's got impeccable timing.
Well, you definitely missed something.
Fuck. What did I miss?
Describe the plumber van casing the joint, someone getting out, unlocking the place, waving the truck through, going through, closing the gate behind them, and poof!
So take it and take out the camera with the giant ass lens and kind of like
Okay.
zoom in.
See some papers being blown by, which is odd because there's no wind. The rain's still coming down. Big empty lot.
Damn. Should have noticed that earlier.
What?
Torrential downpour and not a single puddle. Fuck.
Yeah, that sounds unlikely.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get in.
Of course.
Alright. So
Okay.
back to square one.
Back to uninteresting hum.
So go back to put the car again, block and a half away, kind of facing the opposite direction,
Okay.
and just walk up to the lot.
Okay. You walk up to the lawn. It looks very vacant, very empty.
I have my bag with my stuff on, obviously.
Okay.
Alright.
You have any idea how to pick a lock?
I mean, yeah, in theory,
Shite.
but this is not my first rodeo, so reach into my bag,
Mm-hmm.
wire clippers,
Okay.
go over the fence, click, click.
Both of you can make notice rolls.
That seems efficient.
2.
Okay.
4.
2. You're doing the click click click. You're getting it just perfect. Like your work is masterful. And as you're doing that, you're watching Kim doing.
I was also doing the humming thing.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. I factored that in. It takes a little for you to quite factor in because this place is old and decrepit, including the fences. He's doing a great job, like cutting it right at the beams. Like nobody is going to see this if they come by. Like, and he's peeling it back, and then something catches your eye. You catch like some writing, like but it's like covered in moss. You kind of wipe it, and as you do, you can see these beautiful interlocking runes across the length of one of the steel beams. And then you start looking at the supporting beams that holding the chain link in.
Shit, stop.
They've all been warded.
It's worded to the gills.
To what? We already know that there's a very large ward across, pretty much protecting this place from sight.
Yeah.
And since I'm not bursting into flames or getting electrocuted or just kind of randomly
You might
spontaneously-
just have not run across the right piece yet. Or they could know we're coming in. Give me a minute, let's see if I can
Okay.
read some of this.
You are able to get the perfect cut. Like it's one of those things where you peel it back, you guys can duck in, and it will fold back in. No one will know it was violated.
Okay, I want to see what those runes. I want to see what those words do.
Okay. Go for it. Are you pointing out the words to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to use your sight on that as well?
Will that tell me what they do, or is it just like these are magic?
All the magic skills allow you a certain amount of knowledge about the other magic skills.
Depending how well you succeed on it, it can give you a lot of information or little information.
Okay.
So it's a sliding spectrum. It's not a pass-fail, it's how much you can get out of it.
Okay, so
Prescience.
prescience.
Yeah.
4.
4?
2.
2. Okay, give me a second here. You're taking a look at the magic.
Yeah. I'm like reading up the polls.
And as you got 4 and you got 2, so you've seen these kind of rooms before, like in the older buildings of Arden, and you know that when the magic is emanating off of them, you can see like snowflakes floating upwards, and it's like I know what court that is. That's the Court of Frost. They were here before the Blades were here. This is old stuff. This is when Arden was first founded.
Right.
Like, so this is the, yeah. So you're like, this is probably, it's Court of Frost. You know that the Blades turfed them out with a whole bunch of other courts when they took over. You, as far as they know, you hear rumors once in a blue moon of somebody stumbling across one of their older buildings, but you thought they were all gone. As far as you know, the Court of Frost is like, they're still around, but not in Arden. They basically became like a mobile court. Like, couriers were gun runners.
Was that the Frost or the Slate? I thought
It's
that
Frost.
was the Slate. Okay.
And you're also, you're like, yeah, they became gun runners or fencers or something, but they're a mobile court. It's Court of Frost. It's old. The Blades turfed them out, but you thought most of the buildings were just gone by now. You, on the other hand, don't pick up on the Court of Frost thing, but you pick up more on the dialectical tones of what's seen. These aren't designed to keep out Fae. They're designed to keep out mortals. These are designed to keep people at bay, like ordinary, non-magical, normie, muggle people. That's what it's designed to do. So for your perspective, it's like, oh no, we're good, we're fine. This is not for us.
Man, overkill.
Court of Frost.
Yeah.
Think.
Yeah. This is just like anti-mortal human.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. This is hella overkill though.
After you.
Squirm through. Do I have to make an athletics check or can I just walk
You can
through?
squirm through it because he did his
Yep,
time.
just
He
kinda
took it.
go in, reset the kind of reset the fence so it doesn't like.
Look.
Okay. When you cross the boundary of the fence, you see smack dab in the middle of this lot a 3-story red brick building with beautiful glass windows on each floor, and it's got a huge wooden sign that looks freshly painted that says Happy Hollows Construction. And the weird thing about it is on the one side, left side of the building, you've got trees with vines kind of growing into and out of the brickwork. You have these beautiful red berries. Even though it's storming, the weather seems to have abated just around where they are. It's like a cartoon, except you know how you got the little cloud and it's raining in the one spot?
Yeah.
Invert that. And there's like these majestic butterflies with wings the size of your hands kind of flittering off into the one side. And you can actually see it like slurping up the water from outside as it's flowing up. And you just get the smell of the forest kind of coming off the one side of the building that doesn't, you're not sure if the building is being consumed by the plant or the plants are transforming into the building, but it's just a beautiful, like, majestic, old school building slash kind of combined with a forest, and there's that kind of plumbing van just parked right in front.
What time is it?
It is well after 12, heading towards 1.
Bugger. You got a building with multiple rooms where a singular meeting is happening. Oh, good.
And there were definitely multiple people on that truck. Because there was the one guy who got out, and there was the person they waved to, and who knows how many others. I'm going to keep doing the we're not interesting hum, and I'm going to go try and, like, see if anyone's in the truck.
Okay. Go for it.
Notice?
Yep.
2.
So how are you doing this? How are you just going up?
I'm trying actually to listen, see if I can hear anyone moving around or
You
any sort of noises coming from the truck.
hear a female voice, or a voice you think is female, and it's like, why am I always out in that? Why do they always make me wait? And you hear the click of a walkie-talkie kind of come on. And it's like, snow, it's sleet. Are they here yet? And you hear like, over. You're like, they're not here yet. They have a different concept of time than we do. Just stay put and relax. Do you see anything? There is nothing out here. I am looking at an empty lot in the middle of nowhere. I don't see why. Okay, one, you're with us, stop complaining. Two, it's not all spell work and glory. You have to learn that this is part of the job. You signed up for this, stop your bitching. Yes, Lee. I'm sorry, what was that? Yes, sister. Man. Kind of looking around. You are starting not to feel so great. Make a physique check.
Fuck you, dice. Fuck you so hard. 0.
0.
Oh wait, hold on a second. Yeah, 0.
It's not
Because I have a
that.
1.
You start feeling a little lightheaded and then a bit vomity, and you just kind of brace yourself against the van because this wave of nausea just hits you, and it just passes. Like, you don't know what happened, but for a moment you felt like you're gonna ralph up everything you ate in the last 2 days, and then you're okay.
I'm signaling to you. We need to hide. I might be getting tapped out.
I mean,
I'm looking for a hiding spot.
You've got building right in front of you. You've got the van right beside that. There is a dumpster just off to the side that looks kind of like well-worn and vacant.
tucked behind the building,
Okay.
like out of sight of the van. It's closing in on 1, so we
Okay.
should have a fair.
Okay, so you do see that they've got a single loading dock at the back.
Okay.
It would be where the van would normally go in, but they haven't pulled in. They parked off to the side of it.
Is it open?
It is.
I shall investigate.
Okay. So what you doing?
Just
Just walking in?
yeah, like I'll kind of like look around and like do the stuff that I did as a mortal. So I'm looking for security cameras,
Yep.
like it as dumb as it sounds, tripwires, like
Yep.
anything, because
You're
I know strong magic interferes with technology, so they might revert to tripwires attached to bells.
okay. Roll for notice on this one.
So notice or investigate.
Notice.
5.
You do for things you don't notice. You don't notice security cameras. You don't notice motion detectors. You don't notice floodlights. Not there. What you do notice that fishing wire attached to tin cans that have spoons on the inside. If you trip over them, they're going to rattle. You kind of deke your head in. You can hear kind of voices coming from different corners, but you also look at a couple of the rooms. Out of the corner of your eye, there's like an iron staircase, steps up there, and you notice that in one room there's like a bucket perched on a slightly ajar door. You don't know what's in it, but you feel that that's probably not a good thing. You kind of take another look around, and you see 2 more tripwires per se. You're not sure you see them across. You're not sure what they're leading to, but there's a couple of bones off in the corner. They look like they've been forever. They're very much humanoid, and they've been bleached for a long time.
Yeah.
So whatever has hit that, it does not end well for whoever is there.
Okay, so I will take pictures of effectively the things that I see, like especially the tripwire, the security system.
Something that catches your attention are 2 black. At first, you thought they were boxing bags, but they're boxing bags that have. You're not sure if they're boxing bags or suspended body bags, but there's 2 of them hanging from the ceiling on the ends of chains. So that's and you do hear some voices. You're like, when are they getting here? I said they'll be here when they're here. It's like they're running late. Listen, their concept of time isn't like ours. I am not repeating myself to you again. It's like, well, what does Mother say? Well, when Mother wants to talk to us, she'll talk to us.
So I'll be writing down in shorthand,
Mm-hmm.
effectively just the things that. Do you share what you heard the conversation?
Well, I mean, I will when we're within talking range, but
This is when both of you hear what you think is a Harley Davidson approaching. It is a big, loud motorbike, and then when you eventually lay eyes on it from where you are, it is not just a motor, like it is a kitted out, state of the art bike, and the driver's like from the neck down, black leather, form fitting motorcycle boots, very feminine physique. But from the neck up, the motorcycle helmet is bright, bright yellow with cat ears. And, just like pulls up right into the loading dock. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna be just kind of stepping over the tripwires and.
okay, so you're hiding?
Yeah.
Okay, how are you going to do it? Like, are you going to duck behind something?
Well, yeah, because if the motorcycle is pulling up to the loading dock, I'm just going to step into the actual loading dock and just over the wire and kind of duck.
And you see the motorcycle pull up.
so question for you.
Yep.
My we're not interesting.
Still kicking in right now.
How many taps are on it?
3.
Oh. Score.
3 are top.
I'm going to try and I want to get away from the van.
Okay, so you get away from the van and you start feeling better.
Maybe I'm not nearly tapped out.
And you hear the motorcycle kind of rolling on in.
Shit.
So are you trying to beat the motorcycle? Because he's in there and you're seeing the motorcycles, like, they just passed the gate and you're pulling on up.
Maybe not, beating it would be nice, but I don't think that's very reasonable.
Okay, so what are you doing?
I'm just trying to, I can only implant minor ideas, so I'm just trying to be nonchalant, like I belong there, walking towards the loading bay. Because I'm trying to keep you in my AOE, basically.
So you're trying to act like you belong there. All right.
Yup.
Just describe for me and for our audience, what do you look like when your glamour is dropped?
Sorry, when my glamour is dropped.
Yeah, like physically, what do you look like if another side of your face saw you?
Actually looks pretty human. There's not a lot of visual tells in terms of them being fae. Because they're Gankana, though, what are their traits? Physically.
Like, are you trying to be discreet or are you trying to be out in the open?
How to explain this? I'm not sneaking around because I'm no good at it.
Okay.
I think what she's getting at is that Lucas wants to have that aura of I belong here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when you it's kind of like in every spy movie when you walk in, like when they just walk into a warehouse with no uniform on,
Mm-hmm.
but they walk in like they own the place and everyone just leaves them alone.
Mm-hmm.
That.
Helped out by some humming.
Also, the inside of the building has the aspect of obscuring vegetation.
Amazing. So I'm also going to try and stay behind the vegetation and out of sight.
Okay, so roll for this. I have to have a roll for this.
Yeah, I'm guessing I'm rolling stealth.
Yeah, you are.
And my dice have been consistently betraying me tonight.
That's not true. You
Like-
roll good one.
Once.
Yes.
You rolled a 6. Pretty good.
+2, yeah.
Once.
Yeah. So on a stealth roll?
Yep.
Okay. So that's a 1. Tapping my aspect that I set up.
Yep.
So that brings it up to a 3. I am also going to. I'm leaving. So you said there's 3 taps on that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tap a second one to bring that up to 5.
Alright. You get in just before the motorcycle pops in. You just catch Declan out of the corner of your eye, and you're able to duck behind effectively some fairly thick crates. And despite this place being old, the crates look brand new. Motorcycle pulls on all the way, and the rider kind of dismounts. You both see through your sight that that motorcycle looks more like an old style war horse, like something that could fit full barding in a 19 plate mail, except the muscles are iron all the way through.
Damn.
It is black. It is, and then instead of having a horse's head, it looks like the front part of the locomotive kind of embedded into the back of the horse. When the glamour drops, you start feeling woozy again. You start feeling that, oh god, I'm gonna shoot a guy. Like, it kind of comes and goes, but it's hitting you in waves. The motorcycle rider gets off, and you see from its shoulder, kind of like a bird, starts flitting around the tooth fairy you saw from your vision. The black inky wings kind of flapping back and forth. The head kind of twists and is shivering. The motorcycle rider doesn't speak, doesn't say anything. And then you see these 4 women kind of come back from where you heard the voices coming. One kind of looks like she's in her late 90s. She kind of looks like, maybe 5'6". She's got like a white blouse, no, a white kind of dress that kind of trails after her feet. And she's walking with, a wooden staff, and her hair's done up, properly. She's old, but she's regal. Think kind of like Queen Elizabeth, but drawn by Studio Gimli, that kind of thing. The woman beside her is taller, broad-shouldered, muscles, and is carrying herself like an MMA fighter or a boxer, like short-cut, cropped hair. She's got a few scars across the face, but is just like holding her own. Like she walks beside this woman, and it's like you feel like there's a tiger in the room. Trailing after them is a more slender woman in a corporate power suit with the professional makeup and everything. And each one, the old woman's holding a staff. The one beside her is holding what you think is a mace, but it looks like it was made out of wood. And the corporate one has got like a more slender mace, also looking like it's made out of wood. And when they lay eyes on the motorcycle driver and the pixie, you can see that the younger 2 are just like, they're taken aback, like they flinched. Even you can see it. The older woman, goes up and she gestures to the corporate one, who pulls out from her purse this small bowl and takes off the cloth and puts it down, and it's filled with teeth. And you can see the shivering of the fairy. And the other one, she nods again and takes out another wooden bowl and this flask, and it's kind of like, you'd sneak into a concert, pours it out, and it looks like blood is coming out of it. And the old woman kind of approaches, and she gestures, and the 2 women just kind of kneel. And she kind of, turns to the motorcycle driver and the pixie, and she's like, "All hail our good neighbors, our friends in shining, who we beseech you to hear our promises and accept our gifts. We come here to trade with you fairly and honestly. Accept these gifts as our tokens and our pact of well-meaning, and do not spurn us with your wrath, for we have come with glad tidings." And the old woman takes a few steps back. The pixie, kind of goes over to the tooth fairy, kind of goes over to the teeth. Doesn't touch them, doesn't eat them, but just kind of does a once over of them. The motorcycle driver looks at the bowl of blood, picks up the bowl, opens the visor, and just kind of tilts it back. You don't see the face, but you see it flow in. And then turns to the fairy, and it just kind of takes a few teeth, slides it back, and you hear the sound of it just grinding it back. And this is when the fairy, it starts to elongate its limbs, and they start to twist, and the sound of bone snapping as the vertebrae kind of stretch out and the wings get bigger. So it's probably about 5'4" now. And that's when you see here, it's just like, we accept your offerings and your service, your tidings of friendship. The Court of Frost finds delight in your gifts. You may reveal your form. You are safe here among us. This is our pact with you. And all of a sudden, the old woman is like she is in her 30s. She's about 6'2", flowing hair, nice Celtic braids in it, or Nordic braids, it's hard to tell. And she looks like she has seen her fair bit of actions. That staff she is holding looks more like a warrior staff right now. And the presence, she's just commanding herself. And she's like, what brings you to our meeting? And she's like, we're bringing you 30 bars of cold iron, completely untempered by flame. And in exchange, what do you require? We need weapons. We were promised weapons if we would bring you the 30 bars, one for each member of our group. And you can see that the motorcycle and the fairy are kind of conversing back and forth, and the one is chittering, and it looks like it's trying to convince the one on the motorcycle that this is acceptable. We need your iron as much as you need our weapons. Why should we break our pact in order to serve you? She said, we're under siege from a great threat. Two of our most dangerous are roaming free. They're laying siege to noble mortals alike with no regard to ancient pacts or schools. Only Fey magic will protect us. We fear it was only a matter of time before we perish. We've already lost members of our group. Our school has suffered tremendously.
I'm going to point to the corner, because like we're kind of in the corner behind some crates and stuff like that. I'm going to point to a couple of the bones here and there to her, or him, and just like,
and she says, and the fairy's like, this is acceptable, but and the old woman is like, who's now young, like a shieldman, says, what do you need with our gifts that we give to you? The council has arisen again, and they are marching on Auden. Soon the city will be no more. We know this to be true. Various nightmare and fae alike have gone missing and have suffered. Rumor has it the council will be in Auden soon, if not already. We are fleeing and need the iron to protect ourselves.
Bullshit!
Oh!
You assholes aren't even supposed to be here. This is our turf.
And Kaflooey! At that point, the tooth fairy turns to them and is like, what treachery is this? And the and the other ones are like, you broke your pact, you're setting us up, and they're
right, hang on. I'll look to the motorcycle, because the motorcycle person with the helmet was referred to as the queen, correct?
no, it was the old woman who was referred to as the
Okay, I'm going to look at the. I will look at the person with the like the motorcycle helmets. Humblest apologies. We represent the Court of Blaze. We were here looking for a couple of members of our court. And upon hearing your conversation about missing nightmares, it seems that it would seem that our purposes have aligned. However,
Okay.
I would be remiss, and I'll take out my blade, because I would be remiss to not come without an offering. And I cut my hand and I smear on the bone.
Okay. You need to roll a 4. Okay. What are you doing?
Aside from fuming.
Okay.
What the fuck are you doing having secret meetings in Blade territory?
Okay.
And trying to claim that you need to flee Arden. You don't even belong here anymore.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
It's gonna be like, I'm trying so
So-
hard here.
The motorcycle driver takes their head off and puts it on the motorcycle and comes charging after you. The winged inky tooth fairy thing shrinks back to its original size and starts to so it's charging to you. The other one starts to besiege the women, like you were talking to them. It thinks it thinks they're in on this. It's our compact is broken, and you see like these razor-ass claws it's starting back and slashing at them one after another.
No one's pact is broken. You're all sloppy bins.
No one touches the feast. What's going on? They're nightmares. This is the fate. Oh my God, berries are real. God damn it, get her in here. And that's when you see the maces click, flame on.
Okay, so what? Also, while the horseman is heading towards me, I'm taking my gloves off because fuck it, I'm using any advantage I got.
Yeah, this is okay. So basically, this is what's happening. The horseman is rolling up its sleeve. It's coming at you. You're taking off your it's go time, bitch. The two younger women have got the wands ready to go, and they're fighting with this inky tooth fairy thing. Meanwhile, this is all happening around you, because you're there with the bone and the blood, and the maiden is standing in front of you, and she's like, "You're human, but you're not Fae. You're like them, but different."
Sorry.
Mm.
You messed.
Please, it's an honorarium. You may call me Winter. It is not my name, but that is what you may call me. My name is not for grace. And you're beginning to hear the sounds of battle going on around you. What is the meaning of this? We had a deal with the Frost, and we've honored this in good faith. Who are you?
My name is Deklan.
Are you with the Frost, Mr. Deklan?
No, not at all. We're with the court. Myself and my cohort are with the Court of Blades. We were
The court of what? Oh, Blades, right. There's more than one court. Sometimes we forget.
Yeah. Some of the younger nightmares have been going missing randomly throughout the city, and after listening to your conversation, apparently it's not just us that it's happening to. Looking for my friend Roy and his girlfriend. Last I checked, he was last seen talking to that bloody thing, and
that's when you hear.
Be right with you, Roy. Right. Give me a minute. Thanks. Anyway, I meant no disrespect. We were just looking for one of our own.
She's like, I understand. Can we have this conversation in just a few? You're watching the fairy going at them.
Would you mind helping my friend out with it? And I'm gonna take this spearhead here and I'm gonna jam it down that thing's throat.
So you guys kind of split off. So they go charging, So this tooth fairy thing is like clawing at them, slashing. The corporate one is like fending. You see her kind of pull back in. It's weird. She throws some like rose petals in the air, recites an incantation you've never heard, but the magic doesn't really come from her. It kind of comes from the wand, but is channeled by her.
So it's kind of like a gifted thing?
But it's not, because it's not as effective and it's not being wielded. It's like,
Shitty gifted.
yeah, it really is. Like when you see magic pop up, it's clean and flaring
Yeah.
and sharp. This is smudged and smearing and like half baked. It's very clumsy and awkward, and it smells wrong. It smells like somebody overbaked cookies.
Yeah.
Like it's just
The cookies.
so she's reaching out with like this spell, and you're watching as it grasps these tendrils of plants, and they're trying to enwrap the tooth fairy, who's just slashing them back and forth. The other one is like just heaving at it with the mace. The tooth fairy kind of turns around and jabs its nails into her side, and you hear that, oh! Not even a scream, just the and the blood pouring out. Meanwhile, you're dealing with
Okay.
Delahaye.
Yeah. So with no head.
Yeah, with no head.
Which means I can't actually hurt the body. So I'm for my aim, I would have put the beckon enchantment on it.
Okay.
So I call it into my hand.
Okay.
Free
action.
Yeah.
So it appears magically in your hand. Schlink.
And then where's the head? You said you put it on the bike?
It's on the bike, which is a horse with the head of a train engine. And very sentient.
I forgot to take. Oh no, there is no throw skill. I am throwing the knife at the head.
Okay.
Which I guess is athletics.
It's athletics.
I don't know why, but it makes me so happy knowing that there's a horse with a train for a head, because the train heads normally have cow catchers. So there's a horse with a cow catcher on its.
I'm glad you appreciate it.
Fantastic.
So athletics. Booyah!
What do you get?
5.
5?
5.
Okay. So you're able to shatter the helmet. So you just throw it, it hits, the helmet just kind of splits down the front of it. You can see like part of the face looking out at you. At that point in time, the horse kind of rears up, and it bolts out the door, taking the head with it. You're thinking it's probably protecting the head. The body is still there, but it's having a very difficult time kind of focusing on you. It's making wide.
Well, it can't see.
It can't see, but it's making wide sweeping arcs.
Well, at least it's going to be easier to dodge.
Well, it would be. However, it kind of pulls out a bone from its side, whips it, and you see the spinal column come out. And it starts twirling it around, and it makes these huge sweeping arcs with it. So it's rolling for fighting, but it's taking negative hits on this. So I need you to roll the dodge.
3, 4.
3. So it swings wide, you duck, it kind of flurries where it thinks you are, you kind of like, okay, this is easy. And that's when you don't quite catch its backhand. It snaps it, ends up wrapping around your ankle more by bad luck than anything else, and it just heaves. When it heaves, you don't just go down, you can feel the bone cutting into your flesh, and that warm sludge of blood kind of oozing out. You're taking 2 points of damage off of that.
Jesus. And it was aiming blind. Okay.
Yeah. You see all this happen.
There is a lot of cursing.
Right. Queen was going after him. I'm going after the Tooth Fairy.
Okay.
So now you said the blade can be any bladed weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you pretty much are stuck carrying it with you all the time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the fury is back to and it's zipping back and forth. It's doing the thing where it's hitting and striking. There's and then
so yeah, I'll just I possibly because I'm playing Assassin's Creed right now, but I imagine it's just like the haft of the spearhead
Okay.
and about this much of a handle.
Yeah.
So it's enough that I can actually just kind of sheath it on my back and
Yeah.
leave it aligned with my spine.
Okay.
So I'll just be swinging away at the, just like diving at it, stabbing, swinging. That sort of thing.
I know when we set this up, the aims you get one basic enchantment, so
Can it extend into a full spear?
Yes.
yeah. Shrink is totally doable.
Okay.
So I'll just kind of, I'll take it and kind of extend the handle and jump and do the spear thrust at it.
Sounds good.
6.
Jesus. Okay. It's
Still
still
kind of like wait, stab.
okay. Give me a second. Okay. So, it zeroes in the corporate girl, and she's like trying to use the magic to hold it, and it's just too fast. It clips her with a double rake across the face, which goes right up the one eye, and she didn't blink in time. It catches her, and you hear the scream as she reaches out, and you can see the blood kind of flowing down her eye. The other one who looks like they're the boxer, theirs is more like a club, and they're not resorting to magic. But they're about to try and take a swing at, and then they see you coming and take 2 steps back. It's zeroing in on you, on her, and just as it's about to bring it down on her face, she actually does like sort of like a martial arts stance where she kind of sinks down about that much lower, which offers you the kind of like you're able to run up her back leg, and the thing is just like it kind of gives you that. You know, just as the spear tip kind of, it dodges out of the way, but in dodging out of the way, you were able to tilt the spear up and you catch it just under the sternum. And the thing is, that would be fine. However, because it's yay big, when you kind of go up like this, it kind of pushes through the torso. And that's when you kind of like, yeah, got her. Oh shit, I'm still on you. I'm so sorry about that.
Right, so
But when you kind of shake this thing, like these teeth start rolling out of the inside of its torso. Oh, baby's teeth, elderly teeth. It's just one after another. It's like this infinite stuffing coming out, and it gets weaker and weaker and weaker and starts shriveling. And it just looks at you. And it's like, and there's a small pile of teeth, and the carcass just kind of lands on it.
gross. Sorry about that.
The Dullahan that's after you, the older woman who's now the younger woman, the Dullahan has kind of got you and is like pulling you in. She takes a swing at this thing with its mace and misses, but you notice that she missed him purposely, and she takes another 2 steps like she's doing a dance, and as she takes another step and another swing, you sense that the magic around her is actually increasing. What you're witnessing is she's physically dancing her spell. With each movement is becoming more and more complete. So the Dullahan turns around. It's got you hanging almost upside down. She hits this thing in the back, and you can both feel like a shock wave of shoot through the air and the ground. So I need you to make an athletics roll, and you need to make a physique roll.
2.
No. -1. I would like to spend a point of some sort. Let me see what I can do.
Okay.
Can I somehow tap temper? Because this is my trouble and got me into this shit, and theoretically, no? Okay, yeah, I thought that might be.
Not happening. Not happening.
What are you giggling about?
I was, it's for the trouble aspect. I'm pretty sure I just named it.
Nice.
So you got 2?
Yes.
Okay, and you got what?
Can I maybe tap my precious performer because she used a similar type of magic and kind of go with it?
You're hanging upside down from a bone whip.
I mean, I can still sing.
She hit you with a shockwave.
With magic. I'll spend a full fate point.
I will allow you to spend a full fate point to do your effective version of a distress.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
I'm gonna die. I will allow you to do it. This
If
time.
you get thrown through a barrier, you have to sing Wonderwall.
Great. So I'm up to 1.
Alright. You're fine. So how, okay, so you rolled for it? Sorry, what are you doing?
I tapped an aspect, so I added a +2.
Okay, so you're up to 1?
Yeah.
Okay, you take a point of damage. So basically, you're hanging upside down. You see her strike this thing, and you're like, oh god, and you just belt out a couple of notes, which is the equivalent of, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. And it comes out like, you know, I don't know, scream metal or something.
I'm creating my own little shockwave to kind of push back and shield.
It manifests as a shockwave. It eventually does. It's enough to soften the blow, but not enough to stop it.
Yeah.
It's sort of like episode of Mandalorian. He's plummeting. He's hitting the thrusters just to decrease it. That's the same effect. But at the end of this, you're hanging upside down. Your head is ringing, like the room is spinning around. The Dullahan just kind of looks over at this woman. Kind of looks at the other two.
How is it looking?
Where you imagine where it's headed, you kind of twist, and that's when you hear the da 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 on the van horn as the van comes cascading through the dock, and just and am I late? I got the iron, and she jumps out of the car, and she's probably like 19, and she's got her wooden staff. And she's like, you know, she's kind of got like the face paint on, and like as she comes out, she's got like the gold hoop earrings. She kind of looks like a valley girl who's like, you know, trying really hard to be as witchy as possible, and has done it by watching all of Vikings, every episode of Charmed, The Magician seasons 1 through 3, has read the Narnia books and gone to every Harry Potter convention.
Oh, Bunny.
Okay. Can I roll a lore roll to see what I know about like a headless?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nope. Got a 0.
I guess I should probably do that too.
Yeah, go for it.
2.
Well, you know the spinal whip. That's very clear and obvious.
These things have a fucking weakness. Is Vans one of them?
Like,
Their heads?
the girl who just came out. They're fairies, right? Fairies hate cold iron. We got lots of it. She opens the back of the van, and it's like holding out a brick of cold iron.
Oh, fuck you.
And that's when you're taking a -2 penalty. So make a physique roll.
For a penalty?
No, no. Sorry, she breaks out. You're going to be taking a -2 penalty for rolls right now.
Okay.
She's activated your bane.
Yeah, I know that.
Like and it is.
Hi, bitch! You're surrounded by bane. You daffy cunt! Put the iron away.
Wait, you're a fairy too?
Put the iron away.
Oh God, why is he so angry? Oh my God, what's going on? Puts it, you know.
Well, it's nice to know that it wasn't using too much magic.
So at this point, it drops you on your head. Kind of snaps up the whip, turns.
I'm just like scooting away from the iron.
Turns to the queen. She's kind of twirling the staff, whispers another incantation, and it's fuzzy magic again. It's very bluey. It smells like baby powder.
What the fuck's wrong with your magic?
And she just, you be quiet. And she just kind of pushes it out. Another shockwave goes out. You need to make a will roll. You don't.
1.
Okay. So, good news. Dolhane starts to stagger back and forth. It starts to get woozy. It eventually, I'm going to give you both a fate point to end the scene. You did succeed. It retreats. The head starts falling asleep. She cast effectively one of the most powerful sleep spells that targets mortals. Dullahan is immune to cold iron. It is vulnerable to gold. It is also vulnerable to running water. It is vulnerable to cockscrows, and in some lores, Dullahans actually can get tired.
They're also spectral.
Yeah.
No, they're ghosts. They're spectral, so they should also be vulnerable to like they should have the sunlight bane.
They do have the sunlight bane. This is why it's at night. But this Dullahan is not fully Dullahan yet. Yeah. So she tapped into that piece where it's still mortal, because it still has to sleep. It staggers out. The iron horse grabs it, like it comes over, it's able to throw itself on top, and it actually pulls off. You wake up to the sound of these various women. Is he dead? Did you kill him? The fairies died from sleep. He's not a fairy. He's obviously he's one of.
I'm Irish.
He's Irish. And then you see the old woman. Oh, you're awake. Oh, you had a good showing. You had a really good. You did quite well. You could have. You killed the two. What is? She's like looking at you. Did well. We need to have a sit down and sort this out, because I think we're in over our heads. Yeah. And the corporate one is like binding up your leg, and she's kind of doing.
Wait. Oh shit! You touched my skin, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't worry. I'm a first responder. I've been trained for this.
Yeah.
No, it's the kind of fair I am.
It's best not to touch her.
Him.
Oh,
don't touch him.
COVID. Right. I'm sorry. Takes a step back.
Sure. We're gonna go with that.
And just right.
No. So you may be dealing with withdrawal symptoms soon.
You hear Roy, and Roy's like, "I'm still here, Duffy."
Where the fuck is he?
Go over like some of the like go over to the door that's like booby trapped.
Yeah.
Just like push it open with my spear.
Yeah.
You've got the bucket on it.
Yeah, it was filled with acid.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was mine. I did that.
Good on you. Where are you?
We'll shriek.
You hear the hissing of various snakes. Oh my head. Oh my god, my head is killing me.
Just find out where they are.
They're in the suspended bags from the ceiling.
Is there like a?
Yeah, there's a button like you hit the thing, and eventually drops them down. Open them up. Oh my god, Deklan, you gotta be careful. There are these members of the Court of Frost. We found out what was going on. They were gonna eat us for our teeth. Our teeth! Deklan, I've got nice teeth.
Yep.
You're a changeling.
Let Kelly help you out.
Can't you just...
She's like, she staggers out, and she looks like she was on the receiving end of a good night. She's like, oh, hey, how are you doing? Oh, Roy, you're here too. Roy, that was great. Who are you? Who are they? What's this? Where are we?
Very good questions. Roy.
Uh-huh. Oh, wow. Hey, Deklan.
Where's your blade?
Oh, yeah, I got it right. Oh, one here. He's like, 1 second. He kind of reaches in and he pulls it out of the bag. It's right here.
So, just wanted to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
You had your blade on the
Mhm.
entire time.
Mm-hmm.
They put you in a bag.
Yeah.
And you never thought to use the blade to cut the bag.
Well, Lou says it was ceremonial. I didn't know it was actually useful. It's like the cardigan my Nana gets me. You never wear it unless she's around, right?
So this is mine, and I used it to kill the tooth fairy. So, first things first, after you're done gutting the eaves, which you left for Lewis to do, Lewis is going to train you how to use a knife.
Oh, was he mad about the eaves?
Yes!
Yes, he was fucking mad about the eaves.
Oh God, okay. You know, and he's kind of, and Calliope is like,
By the way, your sister's looking great.
oh, hey, how's she doing?
Drunk, last I checked, but seemingly
Oh,
alright.
that's, at least she's getting out. That's nice. Oh, hey, Roy, you're great. I love you, Roy. And she just hugs you. And you, I don't know you, but you're great too.
Oh, she's high.
Love you. Kind of goes over it like, oh.
No, that's, trust me.
I'm gonna sit down here on the bed. She lies down on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh. You know what's great?
Floor?
Monkeys. Monkeys are great.
Sure, I'm gonna go with that. Right.
Just mixing her hair, just kind of gently, kind of back and forth. It's like they mesmerize themselves.
So, question, why would you make a deal with the Doulahan coming into Blade territory?
Well, and she's like, showed the book and pulls out an ancient book. It's like big volume.
Oh, Jesus.
Pulls it open, and it's kind of their lore.
Mm.
Well, they know that there's various courts. They don't know what they are. Just that they're there. And she's picturing, and it's obviously a picture of a Doulahan and surrounded by tooth fairies, and there's mention of the Court of Frost, and there's a ritual to summon them if you need to trade in dire, like in emergencies. And it's like, well, we followed the lore, and we gave the proper protocols, and...
The hell's with that corny shit?
Who are you?
You can call me Queen Winter. I'm the head of the Maidens. We're a sect of noble mortals.
That explains that.
So,
Okay.
we normally never deal with the Fae, but how do I put this? It started about a year or two ago. We had an agreement with the Fae, well, actually it spent centuries ago. There are two noble mortals, Sycorax and Megs. They were the worst of us. Megs was known for ensnaring spirits and capturing magics, and rumor had it even traveled in demons, imprisoning them into different pieces of clothing. Sycorax was a very powerful sorceress who lost her magic and created a sect of also noble mortals like us called the Collectors, who go stealing and pilfering relics and artifacts. Yes, Mariah?
Would they wouldn't call themselves noble mortals, that's a Fae thing.
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
There's a truce that our kind and your kind have that we don't interact except during, how do I explain this?
Times of need.
Times of need, and we're supposed to go through the proper protocols. We have got a faction that is our liaison with your people. But lately they've been so overwhelmed and so busy, they've become completely unreliable. And we were desperate, so we took matters into our own hands.
Right.
So we, Megs and Sycorax, are effectively, I guess you might say they're our version of Charles Manson and Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, good.
And they're loose. They've been attacking and besieging various sects with no rhyme or reason. We've lost a few members of ourselves. And the one thing they are vulnerable to is Fae magic, which we don't have.
Clearly.
The Fae imprisoned them as part of their agreement with us, and apparently the Fae, some of them, released them.
Shit, the war.
Okay.
If they did enough damage in the people that were responsible for casting the enchantments for
Shit,
imprisonment.
the
They died.
woods would have gone down.
Yeah,
Bugger.
yeah, it's been a nightmare. They've attacked innocents. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be specious. They've attacked innocent families. They've gutted entire towns. They've
It's fine.
tortured.
It's fine. It's fine.
We
Look,
were.
Tell you what.
And
Tell you what. Things. They need to go through the proper channels, and the proper channels no longer exist. I mean, we might as well just cut them in that.
they exist. They're just not reliable, and they're very stuffy.
Right. So. Minimum.
So thanks. Which one?
Hang on a minute. Take out Barris's number.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad.
How's the car? Is the car treating you okay?
Who, Gary?
Yeah.
Bit racist, but yeah, he's alright.
Yeah, we've had words with Gary. He got turned at one of those awkward times.
Yeah, no, we turned him into a Toyota. Listen,
Ooh. I wish I had thought of that.
yeah, so, which, hope you don't take offense to this, but which stain do you have? You mind?
Scatty.
Scotty? Oh,
Yeah.
neat.
Yeah, things have been.
She might actually like these ones.
They're actually both things are in meeting right now. There's things that are going on I'm not at liberty to discuss.
That's cool. So, you remember that meeting that was going to happen?
Yeah.
And you wanted me to report on it?
Yeah.
Right. Well, it kind of went sideways and then tits up at the same time, which is really, really hard to do.
Wouldn't that put it on its back?
Quite possibly. Point is, I've got some people here from the meeting that would like to talk to the things.
Could you be a little bit what people? Who was at the meeting?
Well, there was a Doulahain, Tooth Fairy. Tooth Fairy's dead. Doulahain's gone off.
From what? There's no one scheduled to be. Where are they from? What court? Are they Roses?
Frost. Well,
But this is breaking a treaty.
well, not necessarily from the Frost. Her name is Queen Winter. She's from the Maidens, Noble Morris.
Mortals, nobles. You have nobles there.
Yeah.
I see.
Apparently things have been going pretty badly for them. Would you be able to put me in touch with Scotty yourself?
I
This is.
can convey this message to Scotty.
Give her my number. Tell her to call immediately because this is kind of a. I wouldn't normally ask, but this is important.
I will speak to her right now. Why were the Frost there?
Let's just say, from what I can tell you, because I don't want to put you in too much danger by giving you too much information. Old books.
Old books.
If old books are the only things that survive a purge,
Yeah.
sometimes information of the nowadays kind of gets skewed.
I see.
Again, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get you in trouble.
Fair enough. I will. Is there anything else I need to be wary of?
I mean, we got a buttload of coal iron here, but so maybe not send anyone.
But how much is a buttload?
I don't know how much is in the van. Hang on a minute.
You've got 30 pressed bricks.
But what's like 20, 25?
30?
About 30 press bricks.
He's like, they're in his like, stay where you are, don't go anywhere. We are sending people to you right now.
Great. And Scotty's going to get back to me, right?
If the thing can get back to you, the thing will get back to you. I cannot speak for Scotty, but I will give the message.
Yeah. Just tell her. Just try to convey how important this is.
So
He knows.
he hangs up, and the maidens are like, okay.
So we're going to introduce you to our thing, which is kind of the region, because if your normal channels are untrustworthy, we just cut out the middleman.
So effectively, there is a team there, probably within about half an hour, which is fast for blades. The one guy, he's maybe just shy of 9 feet, maybe almost as broad. His skin looks like stone.
How does he fit through doors?
He doesn't. The doors kind of go around him after he steps through them.
The doors are just bigger afterwards.
And he's kind of like got a green cloak and hood, and he's got an axe probably the size of him. And he kind of just looks at you, he doesn't even say anything, he kind of eyes the maidens, it's like, in here?
Van.
Kind of looks at it. Kind of nods. Another one comes up, thin white hair, red crimson streak running through it, kind of flipping a knife, playing with it. And she's like looking at it. Ooh, this is not gonna be a good day for someone. We'll be taking these to a very secure location. Just gonna put it in a hole and throw the hole away, if you catch my meaning.
Sounds good.
And then the maidens are like, the youngest one's like, hey, you can't just take that. We brought those fair and square. And they kind of turn. Who are they?
Yeah, don't, background noise. By all means, do you want the keys to the van?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Go to the little one. Do you have the keys? Thanks. Is everyone, now just look at the maids, is everyone's belongings out of the van?
They're like, yeah,
Just
effectively.
look at the chick with the switchblade and just throw the keys.
Right, so the
All yours.
so the the one with the white hair and the red streak, she kind of gets in there, turns the ignition, and starts going.
Can I make a gossip roll to see if I know who these guys are?
Absolutely.
3.
They are two of Scotty's Thane knights.
Honor guard.
Honor guard, yeah.
They are Scotty's honor guard.
Yeah, 2 or 3 of them. Was it? No, was
There's
it
only 2.
There's only 2. Right, because Scotty takes honor guards out of principle. Most people take them as actual bodyguards. She doesn't need actual bodyguards.
Yeah.
It's tradition dictates. So she sent her personal number 1s to collect this. The one with the red streak through her is like, be careful. People are going missing. I would hate for you to be one of them. Not a threat, just a warning.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
So the cue's off.
So just turn the face. Well, good news.
The big guy, he's kind of following the van out. Look. Said there was a Dullahan.
Darling buggered off that
Rode off
way.
that way.
Ah.
Biker leather, yellow cat helmet.
Oh yeah?
Cat helmet's cracked.
You might want to call your knife back, by the way.
Oof. It's hard to find people worth killing these days.
Yeah, I can imagine you'd have trouble after stepping on them. You just kind of get easy after a while.
Yeah. You know, easiest part is just to crush the head.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else here worth killing?
Not really, no. Want a drink?
No, I'm good.
Alright.
230 years sobriety.
Oh, good on you.
Thanks. I got my diamond H badge. Alright. Stay clean.
Will do.
Waste of a trip. Kind of going on.
Well, I don't think they got far. They weren't
He's headed out.
mobile.
Come on, let's go! You said there was a Dullahan to fight. There's no Dullahan to fight.
Certain maids. Well, good news. Who are they?
Scotty's honor guard.
Fantastic news. Scotty sent her honor guard, which means she is directly aware of the situation. She will have her undivided attention.
But what about Cigarettes and Megs? And the Frost said specifically to bring them cold iron.
Of course they would.
Also, for your reference, just out of character, you basically intercepted the equivalent of Fey biological weapons.
Yeah.
Look, the
I'm sure the Frost would love.
I'm not
cold iron.
entirely sure. How long have you been going on that book?
2,000 years?
Oy.
Yeah,
You realise times change, yeah?
No, we do, but not with the Fae.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
She's kind of, how have they, and she's like, how have they, and she's like showing you, I mean, like some of the rituals are ancient.
Yeah.
And like the pacts and the banes are
Yeah.
very
I mean,
much.
some of that. So, like, I
The
mean,
magic, I can understand that, but you have to understand that the Frost are gone. They're mobile.
no, they're not gone. They're
mobile
not here.
at best. They're no longer in.
They're no
our-
longer here.
No.
They're not
We
here.
kicked them out of Arden hundreds of years ago.
Really?
No.
Well, then who's here?
Us.
Blades, roses,
Okay, and she's
filth.
flips to the back page and takes out a quill.
Taylor, no.
Hoard of blades.
No. Okay, stop writing any ancient book, Jesus. Okay. Gonna introduce you to Scotty. She's probably gonna introduce you to a library, and that book is probably gonna get introduced to some museum piece. In which case, you're probably gonna get paid for it.
The moment she's like, no, this is the heart of our magic. We need this. This is a record of our sect for the last 2,000 plus years. And we can't just give it away.
But it's all obsolete information.
This
You
is.
you just okay. Nobles, yeah. You know what uranium is?
Mhm.
Okay, so we just interrupted the equivalent, the mortal equivalent of a uranium sale between terrorists.
She's like, I understand that, but I cannot relinquish this book. This book is the totality of who we are. And if we did anything wrong, we will make amends to our good neighbors.
Good. That's good. All I'm saying is the information in that book led to this very catastrophic decision.
And she's kind of, I'm going to make you roll for this one because this is going to take a lot of role play for the GM and we are running late.
I'm gonna tap in on that one as well. As
Yeah,
plus
you're
one.
going to have to.
I'll just burn the last part.
Okay.
So 4. Like, you don't have like, if you want to give up the thing, if you want to give up the book,
Okay.
fine.
What did you
get? 4.
What did you get, Mariah?
I give a plus one.
Okay.
So 5.
So 5? Okay. So you guys negotiate and it's hours.
If you want to give it up, that's fine. If you don't, great. You just need to acknowledge that this is what got you here.
The conclusion that they're reaching is they're not saying no, but they're saying yes, maybe. The big thing, and it comes out to, is after talking to you and hearing what they say, the one consideration that they will consider maybe the slimmest chance, and it's like it's so fake, but it does exist there, is that protection from cigarettes and mags. But that is something to be left for the thing.
Yeah.
They're not saying no, they're considering what you say, but right now they're more terrified of those two than actually of you. But you know that this is an old biddy.
Yeah.
She's not going to give up anything without a fight. So effectively, when you
Basically, look, we don't want your book. Just some of the stuff's wrong.
so you can't grant wishes. That's the young one.
Why the fuck would you want anyone to grant you a wish? Go ahead, make a wish right now. I'll give you an example.
And they're like, they're giving her the nod. Okay. I want to be taller. Like not a lot taller, like just 5'6.5" instead of 5'6".
Okay, you're gonna need to bring out your A game here. We're talking about a wish. No, not.
I want all the money in the world.
Cool. You die.
But the money's in your grave.
Oh, I see.
Or you just get rained on by a bunch of gold coins and die.
Or you just get all the money and there's no economy anymore because you have all the money.
Or all of the
Oh.
money just happens to appear in your stomach. You
Oh.
have it for the brief period your mortal body can contain it.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
It's like the Leprechaun movies.
I think you're thinking Wishmaster.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, right, Wishmaster. Oh, God, I love him with the 4-leaf clover. So good.
At one point, I'm just kind of like looking at the queen. Like,
I think he was Irish too. I'm not sure about that. She's new. Forgive her. She's new.
you get one kid.
And she's about to talk, and then like the second in command just kind of, you're embarrassing us. Stop.
You realize I'm technically a leprechaun, right?
Yeah.
And that's when the corporate was like, "Oh, are you? That's really fascinating." And did you bring your guitar with you?
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you a musician?"
Fuck, she didn't resist it.
That's great. Like I play the oboe too. I mean, I love musicians. They're just
Yeah,
They're
you're
just-
a stalker.
they're deep. They see things differently. They understand who you really
Just
are.
gonna look at the queen, and this is why we do not touch him.
Do you like? Are you more of a wine drinker or more of a Perrier? I've been thinking about going vegan.
Take out the second flask.
I've been thinking about going vegan. You know.
Okay. So, sit.
My real name is Denise.
Hi, Denise.
Hi.
So, you...
I like you too. It's okay. You don't have to say it.
You know, this is the first time I done this with someone who I don't think can actually follow me out of here. I think I can just leave.
Do you know? I think there should be no words, just emotion.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
do you think?
I can just leave for once.
If you want,
By the way,
I don't think she can actually stop me.
I saw your guitar, and I was like, there was a guy at a club downtown. He's into this folk core band, and there was this woman on the timpani. Oh, it was so brilliant, so brilliant. Like,
You have no taste.
oh, I've got exquisite taste. I've got you, and she said, boop, on the nose, and they're like,
this is why you
Stop
don't touch him.
touching me.
did he cast a spell on her? No, I didn't see them do any spell
He
work.
made physical contact with his skin. This is what happens. You'd know this if it was in the book. It is not.
And it's like, come on, sweetheart, let's get you a drink. Can we sober her up from this?
There's gonna be.
No.
She's gonna be...
Think withdrawal.
Come on, honey, we'll go get you a coffee.
I think withdrawal combined with really bad breakup.
You know what? We should get him a coffee too. He probably loves pumpkin spice lattes.
Can't go anywhere. Scotty's not gonna want to talk to you.
So,
Fuck, I can't just leave.
I mean, if you wanted, I can handle it from here. But like,
No, I should stay.
so at this point, the two things happen. First of all, Scotty does appear through a portal.
I try not to shit myself.
The portal takes up literally half the side of the building, and the Arctic winds are kind of blowing through the ice. You're dealing with a good old-fashioned Nordic frost giant, and the equivalent of what would have been Viking armor, but if the fur cloak looks like she probably carved up several packs of dire wolves herself to make it.
that tracks.
Yeah, she's got the silver helm on her head. She doesn't speak so much as rumble, and the wave of fear. You think the maidens were terrified of the others? Oh god, they are shitting themselves at this point.
I want to add a couple things.
Yeah.
Scotty is very much a traditionalist, but she's not particularly old.
So,
Okay. For a
so,
blade, she's old.
so, at this point, the maidens are like on their knees looking down, and funny enough, when the queen goes through the proper protocols and the enunciations and the ritual, Scotty's just standing there with her axe, and you see something incredibly rare. It's the faintest glimmer of a smile, but it's just brief. when she goes through the whole formal old protocols, Scotty just kind of nods. And it's just, you have a feeling that everything's going to be okay. And she's like, we will parley in private. You have violated the sanctity of our treaty and our home, which we have both honored. But you have also exposed something far worse to us, which is a disloyal court, and brought attention to us. We accept your gift to us of the 30 iron bars. That has bought you our time and forgiveness, nothing more. We will speak. He kind of turns to the two of you. You, and she looks directly at you, and you can feel the coldness. I have been told are talented. Do not squander it. You are also weak. Be more careful.
Don't say it. Dude, shut the hell up. I swear to God. Don't do it.
Fear is winning.
You, and she gestures to you, have much to learn, but are learning. My eyes will be on you when they are not on more important things. Continue.
About turn 3.
Turns to the maidens and they begin to so that kind of goes out. The camera kind of zooms in on Roy. Roy is at the top of a ladder, and he's kind of got like 2 buckets. He's got the gloves on. It's like raining. Am I done yet? No, you are not done yet. And he's there with you see Lewis there with an umbrella and a mug of hot cocoa. But Lewis, I've cleaned all the gutters and the shingles and the eaves, and I even fixed the one window. You are not done. Sip. When will I be done? When I am finished my cocoa. I had to wait for you. You can wait for me. That's not fair. This is the way. That's from the Mandalorian! I appreciate that show. And you are not the baby Yoda. Continue cleaning the eaves. Let's see up there with a little. So, you go back to your apartment, and you find that there's a note from Baba Yaga there, and the box is also there. She says, "I did what I could with the box." And she's like, "Dear Declan, I did what I could with my box. Here are some tea biscuits. I think you'll enjoy them. My best advice is, you said it was in red twine. I would keep the red twine around it until we know what it can do."
So kind of put it back on, like, without touching it, put it back on the black cloth, cover it in the black cloth, and wrap the red twine in.
Okay.
Closet.
Okay. We kind of fast forward.
Biscuit.
So later that night, if you're sound asleep, or doing whatever it is you do at night,
At night, probably.
you'll hear very gentle, the sounds kind of like they're muffled, but of different screams coming from the box.
Oh, that's nice.
And then it goes quiet.
Just like.
Then the screen goes black, and there's another shot, and you see a young couple, very mortal, probably 18, 19, and they're kind of walking down. It's getting cold, so they're bundled up, and just like, come on, god, I can't believe that bonfire. Oh my god, it was so lame. Like, seriously, who doesn't bring booze to a bonfire? I know, right? I mean, Craig's story is just the worst. Oh yeah, a man with a hook for his hand. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, and then you just, Stephen? Stephen, where'd you go? Stephen? And the camera just fades to black, and she's like, you just hear, Steven! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh fuck! Fuck, somebody help me! And just the sound of like metal slicing through a spinal column. It sounds wet.
Okay, good.
Just to clarify. And that's when the credits start.
In case we didn't know.
Yeah. And that is game. Thank you very much for the inaugural game. Want to become
5 followers. That's
5?
always nice.
Maybe you're the 5.
Yeah, spam, more spam.
Lots of spam. You guys did really, really well.
I'm kind of sad because I hit pretty much as hard as you did, but I got a dressing down, and you got like a.
To be fair, you were fighting an immortal specter. I was fighting a tooth fairy, and
Yeah.
I hit that thing with a spear.
Also, you didn't get a dressing down. This was positive feedback, and this is what passes for praise from a frost giant. They're not known.
That is true.
They're not known for their compassion and empathy. You walked out. You're doing great. You were not penalized in any way. You're doing great. They spoke to you. You're doing great. Like, this is, and if the best thing is, if you never have to see them again, this will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've made some new friends, you've made some new allies, you've got some new contacts.
Definitely a new enemy.
A couple things we're going to go through. First of all, game 1, if you want to redesign your stats or stunts on your character before game 2, I will allow it free of charge prior to next game. But once next game starts, it stays as is.
I'm going to I have 2 in provoke. I'm going to put that into report instead.
Okay, that's fair.
Makes more sense.
You did really well. You got to experience a couple new settings. We got a full look at Echidna, which is something we really haven't done too much of. You also got to check out a Blade exclusive location that I've been working on, which is the Night Kitchen. So also another big thing as well, and you've got a contact there as well, Brian. You also got to meet the first real noble mortal sect outside of the guards I've been making that have been introduced in game. Thank you very much. Also, if you're interested in playing, the game is on Drive-Thru RPG.
The Savage Worlds version.
The Savage Worlds version, and it's pay what you can. So help yourself to basically free book. And the Maidens. And the Maidens are in Noble Mortal sect. They would be like the Harry Dresdens and the Houdinis and this kind of thing. There are other ones out there, but you also learned that their top 2 serial killers are running free. And the Maidens,
they're freaking the fuck out.
And the Maidens are a powerful sect, and even they're scared. You also learned that the guards of Unmaking are overwhelmed. This is not a good sign.
Question. Our characters are relatively newbie.
Yeah.
Do they know anything about the guards of Unmaking and that them being overwhelmed is a bad thing?
No, not yet. You would pick it that it would be a bad thing from what the Maidens told you and the panic in their voice. So that is a concern. You also know that nightmares are going missing. Mm-hmm. You don't know if it's going roses and filth, but you definitely know that the couple blades have gone missing, and that's not normal and that's not okay. So you've got multiple situations on your hand. You also have Mordecai, a strange black screaming box. Apparently the Court of Frost, for whatever reason, felt that it was appropriate for them to violate a long-standing treaty with the Blades, which is not good.
Well, as I said, panic.
So, yeah, you guys are well and thick with it. First game, I am giving you guys, I would normally give you a minor milestone. but I'm gonna
Yeah,
let
if we're doing a sheet rejig anyways.
yeah, but I'm gonna let you do your sheet rejig now, and at the end of the second game, you will have a minor milestone for sure. I'm telling you that in advance. So when you plan your sheet rejig, you can also take that into.
Yeah. Okay.
So that way you're not like, oh, I have to take it now. It's like, no, you'll be getting something else.
Okay.
Well, I mean, minors are just minor tweaks anyways, so.
Yeah. So that's game. Thank you so much. I hope
Thank you.
enjoyed it. All right, and thank you for watching. Yeah, and like I said,
Glad you enjoyed it.
glad you enjoyed it. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the usual channels, and the Savage Worlds version of the book is pay what you can. It is on DriveThruRPG. Please get it through there because we could use the metrics and positive reviews. And also, yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody.
Cheers, we'll be back next week.
We will be back. And
Where is the, there it is.
I have no idea.
all right. You guys enjoyed the game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. That creepy guy at the very beginning.
Yeah,
really-
no idea. The last person that was my friend.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
Thank you. But and thank you for letting me. That's such a nice GM screen.
Right?
Oh my god.
I will say I don't like the setup for me and Charlie right now because it ends up with like I'm just kind of staring off into space the whole time.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna take a break, get some food into me,
It's a good plan.
just chillax for a bit. And I'm glad your friend watched it. That was great.
Yeah.
Once we got rid of the weirdo, like
Yeah.
I fell back into my groove.
Yeah, no, because that was
really
fucking awkward.
That was really awkward, and I also think we can ban people like that.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, yeah. Like, why would you? I'm glad you liked my beard. I guess.
I guess.
What that has to do with gaming? Sure.
I don't know.
Weirdo.
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
Anyway, they're gone now.
Yep.
Take the last of the book of Genie, because I know you love them.
Yee. Finny.
You still good? That was fun. No, it's so good to play back in the world.
Yeah. I will say I was highly amused that the Book Genie were not just mini Book Genie. They were mini Book Genie.
Yeah, me too. I wasn't happy, but they didn't have the regular size ones.
I mean, I don't mind that they're small. I just thought it was funny.
No.
Yeah.
Did you have fun? I'm glad. And thank you for not challenging me on things. I think you figured out
Oh shit.